Yo, change.
Fena.
Fitzy, how are you?
Good.
Good. Thanks for coming.
Always, anytime.
Kato, change.
Hey, yo.
My man.
How you been?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good.
So welcome to B&G Sessions.
Asante.
Just a quick chat room. Get to know you a bit because you're one of the most incredible artists I know.
Hey, kutocha too.
Perhaps I'd let you actually introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Kato. I'm a producer and guitarist from Nairobi, Kenya.
Yeah. So we met how many years ago?
It was like what, 2009?
Yeah.
We were both teens.
Yeah,
Say to go third floor.
Tumezeka, and a lot has happened ever since.
Yeah.
So when I was starting out, he was actually my bass player. Do you still play bass?
No, once in a while,
Yeah.
but my guitar is now like a hybrid guitar, so it can switch to bass and guitar. But
Right.
it was just with you that I was
It was
a
just
bassist.
for me.
Just for you,
I
you're
always
that
knew I was
special.
I always knew it. So a lot has happened since. You've been touring the world, and basically, actually, what I'd really like to know is how you got into the life of touring, like being a touring musician. Because
Yeah.
I know many upcoming artists are always wondering how they can get onto festivals worldwide, which artists to work with so that they can get to tour the world. Did it happen by chance? How did you get into that space?
It was a progression. Right after USIU, an artist called Maya Von Leko approached me and she said, I like how you play,
Yeah.
and I have a couple of gigs coming up.
Yeah.
So she had a regional tour to Ethiopia, to Zanzibar, Rwanda.
Yeah.
So that's where it started, touring.
Okay.
I played as a session musician for very many artists.
Right.
For Carol Atemi.
Yes.
There was a band called Ma3.
You were in Ma3.
I was in Ma3,
yes.
an Afro pop band. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
I've played in many genres.
I've seen you in like different spaces.
Yeah. Even before that, I was playing in a rock band.
You know, you played session on my very first single.
Really?
Down. Remember Down?
Oh yeah, that was your first single.
That was my first single.
Tumetoka mbali. Look
Yeah.
at you now.
Look at me, my shit.
With the drip.
With the drip.
With the drip.
Yeah.
You're asking what it takes to start touring as an
Yeah,
artist.
yeah.
One thing I learned is that you need to show who we are as Kenyans and as Africans, because before I started traveling, I was very colonized.
So
The way Kenyans are just colonized, like
Yeah.
you're not appreciating what is ours.
Right.
We're really trying to look out there to see what is cool.
Yeah.
That's why I was in a rock band, a jazz band.
Yeah. So you feel like we don't. This conversation keeps coming up about having an identity as Kenyan musicians. Do you think we have an identity, or our lack of identity is our identity?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
Because there's Gengeto now that's very Kenyan.
Right.
We have, it's like I call Nairobi, not even just Kenya, but Nairobi is like the African New York, because
Right.
there's so many cultures and genres that have blended in,
Yeah.
especially as musicians and our sound.
Yeah.
But we do have our own culture. We have 44 tribes.
Yeah.
And each tribe has a different language, a different sound.
Yeah.
So if we just look at that and learn from that, and incorporate also the other genres and from the West, as long as we still have that
Authentic.
the roots,
Yeah.
the roots of who we are as
Yeah.
Kenyans and Africans.
So I'm guessing with you traveling a lot, you've gotten to see and infuse so many cultures that have maybe inspired your sound.
Definitely.
Yeah. So tell us more about that.
First, my sound actually, when I started traveling, is when I realized that I need to have something that is more Kenyan, because guys don't want to see another jazz guitarist,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
out there you'll find like a 5-year-old kid that plays 10 times better than you. But if you go and enter with that Seben,
Yeah.
it really wakes people up. They're like, what is this sound? But one sound that has really stuck with me is the Brazilian samba.
Okay.
Jazz from the States. and different African cultures. What I've done with my sound, with my guitar, I tune it differently, and I try and incorporate the sound of it's what's it called, a kora from
What's
Mali.
that? Okay.
It's a string instrument from
I
Mali.
know you have a lot of Mali influence.
Yes, I love Mali sound.
Yeah.
And also the nyatiti from Kenya.
Okay.
So I just like look at how people play it and the sounds that people use. Like a guy called Ayub Ogada, may he rest in peace. Yeah, these are the sounds that I'm trying to incorporate in my playing.
In your sound.
Yeah.
Dope. Dude, you're so cool.
Kwenda kabisa.
Actually, this guy is just too cool. I don't even know where to go with this. I want to get to know really how you got to travel a lot. Is it with is it because of the artists you picked to work with? And when you were touring, was it you solo or you were working with bands from outside?
Most of my gigs traveling have been residencies. So it's an application process. It's basically going online, looking for what residencies are looking for musicians or artists, and applying.
How do you hear about them?
You search.
You search.
You search.
Google is your friend.
Google is your friend,
Yeah,
and it's a lot of work. Like you literally have to put in hours of finding a residency that caters to you and looking for artists like you, because there's thousands of residencies out there.
And you have to keep applying and applying.
Yeah.
I give up. I used to apply I'd do 3 applications and then I give up. But I know if I keep applying, then my chances are higher.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, you need to apply as much as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the strength of your proposal is very important.
Okay.
Just having a base, like having a good website, number one, not just having your social media platforms, but having a good website and having a very strong proposal is what will push you further than the rest, because you'll find 1,000 applications.
Okay.
But what is it with your project that stands out?
Yeah.
That will help you get that residency.
Okay.
Because basically an artist residency is you're pitching a project. You say, I'm trying to give an example. Like I went to Brazil because I was trying to find out the connection between Brazil and Kenya in terms of, and Africa, because slaves.
You didn't go to look for a woman in Brazil. That's not why you've gone. Me, I thought all along this whole time.
No. It was because of the art, because of the music.
For the music.
I was confused, of course. The women there are like insanely beautiful.
Right.
But I was trying to find the connection between Africa and Brazil, because it's a very big African population, diaspora, because of the slaves.
Okay.
And there's more, a crazy fact, there's more black people in Brazil than there are in Kenya.
Really?
Just because of population.
There
that
would make
200
sense,
million, and we're at, what, 50 million?
Yeah.
And because of those 3 million slaves that were taken down, now it has a very big African population, diaspora. They even speak Yoruba, and they even practice African religion.
Okay.
And they have African beliefs. I felt more like I was in Africa, in Salvador, than I was in Nairobi, than when I do in Nairobi. It's crazy. So I was trying to figure out
just the
connection.
Cross the connection from South America to here.
Exactly.
Would you do an exchange program with artists from there to here?
That's the plan.
That's a plan.
That's the plan.
Okay, please put me on that list.
Inside.
Man, I'll sing all the runs you need me to sing. So what's next for you?
I'm working on a couple of projects. The one I'm focusing most on is a hip-hop album. Featuring Brazilian artists and Kenyan artists. It's a collaboration.
That's dope.
So there's several artists I'm working with.
Yeah.
That I hope you'll be one of those artists.
Of course.
Nice. Because hip hop has been a genre that I've loved
for a long time.
For a very long time.
Yeah.
Like underground hip hop even.
Yeah.
KRS-One, Immortal Technique. And then went to the more commercial hip hop like Jay-Z and all these other guys that are out there now. Fena, of course.
I don't consider myself a hip hop artist, but yes,
you have bars.
I guess down. I got bars. Yeah. Okay.
That and a couple of other things.
Yeah.
I'm working a lot on film.
Okay.
Music for film and scoring.
Okay.
Yeah, and several other projects.
I'm sure you're on it.
Yes, ma'am.
It's incredible to see you grow, to see you on stage, being a superstar. I know young guitarists look at you like, dude, is it Carlos Santana? Who's your biggest influence?
There's unknown guys. There's like a guy from France called Sylvain Luc.
Okay.
An African guy called Lionel Lueke. But again, I listen to all kinds of music. So I have influences from different genres.
Right.
From house, from rock, so every phase of my music, I've picked something up that has stuck with me.
Yeah.
So that's
you're just so cool. You're just so cool. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure hanging out, doing sessions with you, and we wish you all the best. Yeah, cheers, man. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Stim, stim, panda. Stim, panda, panda. Everywhere I go, Nenzie buru buru Hamza inako, hasla na saka mkwanja sina do, inabaki tu ni smoke ya ganja ina blow. Choking my core, feeling the thrill deep down in my core. I'ma keep it real, don't know why fakers keep on knocking my door. How do you wanna miss na only msichana hardcore? These streets we banded, another ghetto anthem. Stim stim zipande, give them another ghetto anthem. These streets we ban them, yeah, so another ghetto anthem. Stim stim zipande, give them another. Everybody know. Stim zipande, stim stim zipande, stim zipande, ananana, stim zipande, stim zipande, stim zipande. Ananana gidem washajipanga inyo akili nywele sina taban kiko. They want to spoil the plot and ploy. Give them kicks me tie, punchlines ki flow. Give them atana dawa sinyo, atana panga sinyo. Sifungi taban kiko, labda tuko fair captain ahoy. These streets we ban them, yes, so another ghetto anthem. Stim stim zipande, another ghetto anthem. Everybody know these streets we ban them, yeah. Another ghetto anthem. Stim stim zipande, give them another. Everybody know. Stim zipande, stim stim zipande, stim zipande, ananana, stim zipande, stim stim zipande, stim zipande. Oh yeah, you're so mannerless, yes. You're so freaky, yeah. You're so, hey, you're so mannerless. You're so freaky, yes. You're so diggy, freaky diggy diggy, yeah. Feel the heat when Kato comes through. You say, stim stim panda. Stim panda, feel the heat when the Fenamenal oh Lord, you say stim stim panda, stim panda, panda.